Welcome back to the channel. This is Kevin with Everglades Canine Academy, and it feels so good to be back. I haven't made a video in a long time, and I took a little break. It was really nice, but I'm back to training here. I have a new dog with us. She is a little Cocker Spaniel named Maisie. Absolutely beautiful. Um, she's here for our 2-week board and train, and we're going to be working on everything from obedience training, also some serious desensitization. Apparently I haven't seen it yet, but her owner is saying that she does get a little bitey, especially when she's being touched or like pet on the butt or groomed. So I got myself a nice pair of bite gloves. So I think we're going to eventually later on in the series start showing you how to potentially desensitize dogs that are getting a little bitey. But the first thing that I want to show you guys, this is like her second day here. We haven't really done much yet, just kind of getting her acclimated to my space. And the first thing that I always start doing is working doorway manners. I just got her out of her kennel. She is leashed up, and she's right behind the door. She's crying. She wants to get out really bad. So the first thing I want to show you is how to execute doorway manners, because she likes to just run out of the door. All right, and we don't want that. All right, we want her to wait, respect that threshold, and then be the one to release her. And then I'm gonna pick up the camera and I'll go over to my yard and I'm just gonna see if she starts taking food from me. Okay, that's the very first thing. You know, as you guys already know, I do like to train with food. Food and pressure is my main tactic for training, and she doesn't know her marker rewards or anything like that. And I have been in 24 hours, I have been withholding a little bit of food. So I'm trying to make her hungry so she'll want to see that I have value. And then I can kind of start the training process with that. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab the leash. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we get her to start respecting the doorway. Okay. So she's probably going to want to bolt out the door right away. All right, so here she is at the door. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my body to block her. All right, I don't want her to be able to get out. Okay, there we go. Good, no. Good, okay, now now she's sitting nicely now. Good, and I'm ready. There we go. So I'm using my body and the leash. Good, this is what we want. We want nice doorway manners. And in the beginning phases, I'm going to be moving. You see how I'm moving? Yes. There we go. Let's see if she takes food. All right, and she's taking a little bit of food. There we go. I don't know if you can see her. She's kind of out of frame. So let's go ahead and go to the yard so we can see her. There she is. She's quite a little terror on the leash. She does like to pull a lot. So sorry guys. Trying to film and also hold the dog is always a challenge. But stick with me here. There we go. Let's get into a little bit of shade over here. It is summertime in Southwest Florida, and let me tell you, it gets hot. Okay, so you can see like some of the things that I'm already going to start working on her. Working with her is like her leash pulling and stuff like that. All right, I'm still recording. Good. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if she's going to relieve herself, but basically this is Maisie, our new board and train. And I'm not really going to do anything intense right now. She's still kind of getting acclimated to the space, but I would just want to see if she wants to take a little bit of food. So let me just see if I can track her. There you go, baby. And I'm not going to give her any reward markers or anything at this point. Just see if she'll eat food. All right, so she is taking it a little bit, but she seems like she has no attention to me. Okay, so she's wanting to constantly dart to the corners of the yard. And this is why having a leash is so important when you're training. There you go. Good. We like to see the potty. Good girl. So, you know, nose is constantly on the ground. There we go. We want a little attention. Maybe if she gets hungry enough, she'll start seeing that I have food, and then I can really start to kind of pick apart her behavior. All right, I'm trying to bridge the gap between communicating with her and her understanding the outside world. All right. So, as you can see, let's just point out some obvious behaviors. All right. So her attention is obviously not on me, right? Her attention is on the grass. She's sniffing. I also have like other dogs that are, marking all around here. So she's probably smelling that. She's still not really used to the leash. If I pull a little bit of pressure on the leash, look at how much she's fighting. She's fighting that leash so hard. So this is something we need to work on. Good. She broke the tension. There we go. So she's very, very ginger when she's eating the food. I want her to start scarfing it down. I want her to be hungry. So these are some of the things I'm going to work on. All right. So, during my training program, I really adapt a lot of behavior around hunger. I like using hunger as a tool. Uh, I don't really like bribing dogs, but I do like rewarding them for following through with commands. All right. So we're just going to start slow. It seems like she's even spitting the kibble out a little bit. All right. So, as I'm kind of measuring her up, I might say, okay, she's not quite ready or motivated to train yet. We really want to find the motivation in our dogs. What is the motivation our dogs have to train with us? All right. Now, there's a lot of pressure things and techniques we can use. We can use e-collars and prong collars to motivate the dog. And I do love those tools. But her owner and I were kind of discussing what the owner wanted to do. And I do respect my owner's wishes a lot. And, oops, excuse me, I dropped my lapel. The owner does have an e-collar. It's not the technology that I use. I kind of informed her on that. But the owner was saying she kind of wants to get away from e-collars. So that's what we're going to do. All right. I'm not going to do a lot of e-collar work with her or any. I'm just going to see if I can motivate her through a leash and food. Good. Sit. There we go. Good. There's a little leash pressure exercise right there. Good girl. So let's try again. Sit. So when I got Maisie yesterday, good girl. There we go. That's a pretty good sit. Maisie's owners were using a harness. All right. And I like the harness for seat belts and stuff in the car like that. But I'm going to try to start training Maisie on just a regular old slip lead. I like something around the neck. That way I can apply pressure on the dog. For example, she's got her head buried down. I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on her. I need to really start getting her to listen to the leash, right? If she's not too motivated by food, it's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of pressure work. Good. Which is kind of like the same as like an e-collar or a prong collar, right? The prong collar, you're kind of doing the same techniques. For example, I'm going to just pull up on the leash until she sits, and I'm just holding. Yes. Once she sits, then I'm relaxing the leash and I'm rewarding her. So, since she's not really taking to the food, I might have to do a little bit of pressure on her. So let's just work a little bit of sit. All right, I'm not even going to say the command. I'm just going to pull up on the leash here. I'm not going to lift her too high. All right, just a little bit of pressure. Okay, so she kind of backed out of that. So let's put the pressure back on. A little bit. Good. Yes. Oh, I love when she looks at me. She's so pretty in the face. Good girl. So her owner said that sometimes like picking her up from behind and touching her in the back, sometimes she'll growl and potentially even bite. She would fool me because I haven't experienced any of that, but I always play it safe than sorry. So I started, yesterday I was handling her with bite gloves, and she was responding really well. So we'll see if any of this fear aggression comes out as we're training. Let's try a command. Maisie, sit. Yes. Good girl. So it does sound like she knows sit. That's good. We'll love that. All right, let's try again. Let's try some recall. Maisie, come. Yes. Good girl. All right, so she's responding to a little bit of recall. That's not bad. Let's try again. Maisie, come. Yes. Oh, I love that. So that's actually pretty good. So she is doing really well with her command so far with very little training. Good. And the owner has done a good job so far at getting her up to date. Her owner was really competent in training and trying to do everything she can to get her there. Good. There we go. And she's also responding really well to the leash pressure so far. That's a good girl. Are you a good girl? She's got her nose to the ground, though. She's, sniffing like a good spaniel. Can I pet you? Are you going stiff if I pet you? No? No, she's not getting too stiff when I pet her. That's a sign if a dog is going to react a little bit as if you're petting them and they get real stiff, right? And they stop panting and they get really wide-eyed. Okay, so it's kind of just like picking up those signs. So not too bad so far. I think we're off to a good start with Maisie. She's also done really well in the kennel so far, which I love. Her owners have done a good job at kennel training her. If you're thinking about putting your dog in a board and train, I recommend that you do a little bit of kennel training at home before you bring them to your trainer. I want to say that most trainers are going to use a kennel, and you want your dog to be nice and desensitized to being in the kennel. Okay. So, all right. So with that said, off to a good start. She knows sit. She's already working really well with leash pressure. I'm pretty sure this is the first time she's experienced pressure like that in a sit. And she's already doing well. Look at that. Yes, that's a good girl. Look at you. Let's dance. Let's dance. Yeah. Want to get nice and excited? Oh, you want some food? Here we go. Here's a jackpot. Good girl. There you go. Eat it. She's a little dainty eater. I like my dogs to scarf down the food really quick and come back for more, but she eats a little bit. I see she's like dropping some in the grass and she wants to like eat it out of the grass, which I don't really prefer too much. I want the dog to like inhale the kibble whole and then come back at attention. So, we might work on a little curbing her appetite a little bit more. So, that might be one thing that I do with her in the next couple days here as I'm starting these films up. But with that said, she's off to a great start so far. We're going to really try to dig deep in some grooming tools because I know she had a little bit of fear of that. And then loose leash walking is going to be a big one for her because she just pulls like a tank. So, these are some of the things I'm going to try to highlight throughout the videos. She's already doing well with her doorway manners. I think I practiced a little bit yesterday, so I'll do a little bit more today. So, overall, we're going to just start covering all of these things at once. And we're going to keep you guys up to date one step at a time. So with that said, always remember happy training, and we will see you on the next video. Come on, baby.